Here's the position you want to be every time you're on the line, okay? Every time. You want to be as close as possible to him while still maintaining distance away that gives him room to come over and make a play on a fair foul. Okay. Don't be afraid to adjust late. Okay, when he comes in like that, if you feel like you need, I mean, if you felt good there, then that's fine. But you've got time to make an adjustment. If you know the ball's out of play, take control of that situation. If you know the ball's out, take control of that situation, because, I mean, that's a bad one. Yeah, that's a protest loser right there. So now we have it. Yeah, we got it. That's a good job by our third base umpire. Basically asking the shortstop if he's going to be playing tight, up, playing up in there. So if we need to, we can take an adjustment step to our left. Even though that's going to put us more behind the mound, we don't want to be in the way of the shortstop making a play. If this were me, I would probably take one step to the left here. Just because a ball that's hit right at me, that shortstop's going to be coming hard towards me. Yep, there we go. Look at that. So one thing I'd like to see from our plate umpire, we'll talk about it here. You've got good timing on pitches. I have no problem with that. It seems like when there's something else happening, everything speeds up just a little bit for you. Like that one there, for an instance. As soon as that happened, it was like you wanted to give your signal and make your call. We're attacking the ball, right? Okay. Which doesn't mean drifting as it's being thrown. It means from this position, as the ball is hit to the shortstop, I am going that direction hard. Okay. So aggressively moving across the infield to somewhere around this position here, just a step or two left of the midline. What's the most likely spot that he's going to miss first base? Inside. Yeah, because that's where he's aiming for, right? He's aiming for that inside corner of the bag. So if we can recognize that, what's the best place to see if there's a gap between his foot and first base? Not on the line, right here. Exactly. Just stick your nose right on that inside corner of first base. Every time I have a fly ball to right field as the third base umpire, that my first base umpire goes out on, the next thing my eyes go to is my plate umpire to make sure that he's coming up toward first base. Because if he doesn't go to first base in that situation, who's got responsibility at first base?
I do.
Yeah, better get over there. You really want guys to be aggressive, huh? As much as possible.
When they can be, yeah. Because 9 times out of 10, they're going to end up. I don't like the safe umpire.
Yeah, I know. I've heard you say that.
Yeah, I don't like.
Just run to the X and.
Just runs to the X and flips a coin and says out or safe. I want the guy who's going to be aggressive. I want the guy who's going to, take that extra step and try to push himself and push the mechanics so that he does get in the best position. Because you got to be aggressive and screw up a couple of times before you start getting it right.
Mm-hmm. That's a great way to put it.
Instead of trying, never.
But you can't learn from those mistakes if you don't do something aggressive to start with.
Exactly.
Very briefly, the wedge is trying to put ourselves in a position to see the moment that the tag meets the runner. All right, and the key is to, where we go reacting to the play as it starts to develop. Hey, you mind just giving me a little room to work in there? Usually they don't even realize what they're doing, so you just ask them. So, rather than don't take an extreme angle out here and then the base coach beats you into that point. Come up here, right up this channel. Beat him to that point and establish your position. I'm coming down underneath it. Even though the ball's going that way, I've got to recognize that I have responsibility here. The basic tenet of that theory is that every tag play that we're dealing with there's a point where that tag meets the runner, and we need to be in a position to see that point. Don't cement yourself behind the base, because you're going to put the fielder's body between you and that tag. And really what you want to see is the moment that the runner's foot gets to the front edge of the base relative to when the tag hits his foot. This distance right here and this distance right here are the exact same. But look at the increase in the change of angle that we can see into this play with one step from this position, okay, right behind where the catcher would be set up, versus from the back edge of the dirt circle.